Okay. All right. Well, everyone, welcome.
Hello.
Yeah, I'm joined by the specialist of guests, the goodest of eggs, my lovely sister Jenna.
Hi, happy to be here.
Yay! Glad you're here. Yay! Little fun episode. So it was her birthday yesterday.
It was.
Today's the 7th, so it was on the 6th. Yeah, everyone wish happy birthday as we're listening.
Thank you. I turned 24 yesterday, and
how's it feel?
Feel changed.
Yeah.
I can feel my frontal lobe getting that last 10%.
Mm-hmm.
Next year it'll be locked in about 100%, so that'll be
Of
fabulous.
course, yeah. So what are you gonna do in the last 5%?
I don't know. I really hope that last 5% is a really big jump. You know what I mean? Maybe 90%, they're all really small and incremental steps, and then you get to the last 5% and it's gonna be a fucking leap across a football field or something, because I really hope that this isn't what's done. But I do feel more mature. I do feel older. I feel 24 is the first age where you can acknowledge that you are an adult. And I don't know, it's the first age you acknowledge that you're an adult. And when you tell someone you're 22 or 23, you're oh, you're a senior in college, or you're fresh out. And then 24 is yeah, okay, do you have a mortgage yet?
Are you married?
Are you married?
Do you have a
Yeah, I've
boyfriend?
been starting to get asked oh, am I engaged? Am I married? I'm hi,
Not
no.
quite.
I'm a little girl still, actually. I just pay taxes now. That's the only thing I really do differently. But yeah, 24 feels good.
Out in Dallas, where it's hot, and you're complaining about. We're complaining about LA weather because right now it's over 100 degrees, but in LA, not in LA, in Dallas, it's nothing to compare to.
I have been saying that Dallas has turned me into a lizard person, an iguana or something, just because I feel now I can withstand levels of heat that no human should have to endure. But I think after living there for 5 years, you've come to grow accustomed to it. But then there's the inverse of it of I'm sure everyone in LA understands is it gets below 50 and you're wearing a parka, you're bundled up, you got your hat, you got your gloves on, everything like that. But I live in Dallas at the moment. Don't know if that's going to be a forever thing, but yeah, I think you and I have been talking about this before, but I'm at a very interesting point in my life where I'm I can really do anything, and I have the support and love of everyone in my life behind me, and now it's just going about it and doing the damn thing, and I'm oh wait, I can actually do anything now. I'm not locked into oh, I have class or anything like that. I have the ability to control my future, and that's kind of a really scary but really exciting part about being 24.
Because options are endless now.
Options are very endless.
What are the options?
I have 3 buckets.
Option one.
Option one. Move to a new city. Thank you for the ASMR. I really appreciate
thank you.
that.
I'm sipping my Air One smoothie.
Yeah.
We got a collective. This is a side pick. We got a collective 4 jumbled up. If this is on YouTube, guess in the comments how much each cost, or what the total cost was for a Hailey Bieber smoothie, a Katy Perry smoothie. There's sunflower one, which we just call sugar water.
Sugar water.
It was too damn sweet. And then a matcha iced latte.
Correct. It's something. LA really is. You do you feel you have lost your perception of how much things should cost after living here for what? You're on 6 or 7 years now?
Going anywhere within the U.S. outside of LA makes me feel like I'm in a third world country.
Do you feel you're saving money even when you're spending it?
I feel like a gosh darn king is what I feel like.
You do. You're just balling out, putting your card down
don't worry,
on everything.
the tab's on me. Oh, don't worry, this is on me. Oh, don't worry, I got this.
Yeah.
When 3 drinks in Louisville, Kentucky cost me one, not even one.
That is how I felt. That is how I felt when I came back from school, because I went to school in Dallas, and we would be going out to bars at really young ages, and you'd be paying for stuff, and then coming to Louisville, and you buy a drink, and it's $4, and I'm what in the hell is this?
Yeah, is this watered down?
No, and they're not. It's very strong. It's a very cost efficient way, but when you're used to spending $12 on anything, it's just a completely different ball game when you come back and you're oh, it was only $4. You're yeah, I'll have 5 more of these. Yeah. It's totally fine. You're saving money.
We'll get to that point.
Yeah, but right now, for context, I am trying to figure out where I want to go in my life, and I have it kind of narrowed down to 3 broad options. Option 1 is get a job in a new city, because I'm getting bored of Dallas, or not bored. I feel I've outgrown Dallas. I think my time there has been spent, and I'm ready to kind of go somewhere else new. And then So that's the easiest option for anyone to get behind. Option 2 is I want to go to Australia for a year and do their work holiday visa. And I would either want to live in Melbourne or Sydney, or the Gold Coast, which I think would just be a fun little beach town to be a part of. And then option 3 is just getting a remote job and then traveling the world. I've always wanted to go to Bali, Spain, France, Italy. Just travel all over, really, and kind of not be tied down to one location and have that kind of flexibility. Yeah. So those are the 3 options I'm kind of navigating on choosing right now.
Where are we leaning more towards?
Honestly, Australia.
Yeah.
It's something that I wanted to do since I was 20, I think. And I think for every year that I get older, in my eyes, I feel like the possibility of it happening gets smaller and smaller, because for each year I get older, I'm probably going to want to start settling down somewhere sooner rather than like picking up my entire life and just doing it. And right now I'm 24. I'm very young. I'm single. I don't have any assets or liabilities that are holding me back. I don't have children or a home or, anything that I need to care for, acknowledge. I think this is the first time, not the first time. This is like, I'm at a time in my life where I can be 100% selfish with what I do. And I think that it's something that is so easy to be like, oh, I've always wanted to do this. And then you just kind of put it on the back burner. And then one day you wake up and you're like 50 and you're like, oh, I never got around to doing it, but I talked about it all the time. So that's something I'm leaning towards doing right now.
But knowing you, taking the first step was never the hardest part. You're like, oh, I'm going to do this. And then like maybe 2 weeks later, like, okay, I'm doing this. I'm like, all right, yeah, that sounds good. Because people kind of prolong that,
Yeah, but I feel like the thing that I have the issue with is like choice overload, where there's so many things that you can do that you are just stressed out by all the options. So you end up doing nothing at all. There's this book that I read called, oh my gosh, it's a Sylvia Plath book, The Bell Jar, that I read. And they do this she writes this lovely analogy that I think like any woman in her 20s or anyone in their like young adult life can probably relate to, where it's this analogy of like there in front of her stands a fig tree, and each fig shows a different possibility of where her life could go. So that could be, like moving to San Diego and becoming a surfer, or, moving to the Italian countryside and, owning a farm, or, moving to New York City and having this like girl boss, cool corporate job, or, going to Australia and working in, working at like a smoothie shop or a cafe and just figuring your life out from there. And so each fig represents like a different life path you can take. And she's staring at it, and, more time goes by because she doesn't know which one to do. And slowly all the figs start dying and dropping off. And then like it dies. And so, being so stressed out about choosing one path, you end up choosing nothing. And then you lose any kind of hopes and dreams you have in that way. That's a really dramatic sense of it. But I think it's a really good analogy that I kind of have stuck with since I read that book, because that's how I feel right now, is like, oh, if I go to Australia for a year, that's like, a year of my career that I could have been advancing. Or, or like if I move to LA to like be closer to you and kind of build out that, foundation of like where my life could go. I feel like I'm like, okay, but what if it's the wrong one? And I'm not necessarily worried about it being the wrong one. It's just there's so many options. You're like, but which one's the best one? And so that's kind of where I'm at right now. And this is like, I feel like this week especially is I, turned 24, like we keep mentioning. And I'm kind of like, okay, I need to pick something so that I don't close my eyes and I wake up 10 years later and be like, oh, I didn't accomplish anything at all.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
I think so the decision paralysis, right?
A little bit.
Yeah.
And it's not even paralysis anymore. I think it's just the matter of, I guess decision paralysis is a good way to say it, because I haven't acted on it yet. But now I'm like, okay, no, you have to do something. And I like giving myself like deadlines, almost like a school project, where it's like, come this time, you have to have something figured out. You have to do something, because you don't want to, because that holds you accountable to do something with your life versus being like, oh, I was going to get around to doing it, and then I just never did anything at all.
You've always been pretty big on deadlines, I remember.
Really?
Like,
How so?
I mean, just growing up, you're like, okay, even when, because you were very smart in school, she was smarter than me. Duh. I feel like the way she talks, you guys should pick up on that really quickly. She was the smartest of eggs, too, of our family. And I don't know, I just remember we were in high school. You're okay, like I'm gonna go to college. I'm gonna do this. Like you already know what you want to do in college. I was like, oh, duh. Like, I'm gonna. I guess I'm gonna go to California, and then I just applied to a bunch of schools, thinking I would get into at least one of them. Which I mean, I did, but like I
Got
overshot.
into well more than one of them.
Well, you're right. I got into 2.
Okay.
So
At least.
at least in California. But the thing was for me, I was like, I'm just gonna go to college and go to California. And you're like, okay, I'm gonna go to college. I'm gonna get this degree, and then I'm gonna do this job. You know, I want to be in journalism, and I'm gonna be a journalist, or I want to be on a talk show host. I want to be da da da. And then in my mind, I'm like the cat meme with the hands like sprawled out, and I'm like, I don't know what to do. Like, I guess I'm gonna do this now. But like, you've always been like pretty on, even like saving money. You were good with the finances too, because you worked since you were 16. Which shout out to you. That's crazy for me like to think, because I didn't think it was a possibility for me. But I mean, we both had different lives.
Yeah.
But even then, you say, okay, I'm gonna save up here, because then it's gonna, I'm gonna pay for this, and I'm gonna go to this festival here, and then I'm also gonna go on this trip here, and then everything's organized. Everything has always been planned, and you always been very structured in your life, to where like, even if it like, again, like you going to New York, obviously we're not gonna really go into detail about it, but you had plans to go. Even then, you like laid everything out on the table. You're like, I'm going to go to New York, live in this area, work with this company, do this. Here's gonna be my lifestyle. Like, I'm so excited. And versus like, I'm just gonna shoot in the dark and see what happens. Even like with your 3 options, you very much are like, okay, if I go to Australia, I'm gonna be doing this. If I go to Spain, I'm gonna be doing this. If I go back to New York, I'm gonna be doing this, maybe with a different job.
Yeah. If anyone can tell, I'm a Virgo. If anyone is wondering. If that means anything. That was a really perfect description of me, I guess. That's
Virgo
something.
Queen,
it's so interesting being perceived by someone else, because I think you observe things that I think are so natural, and that like I don't think it's structured to me, because that just makes sense. And then you're like on the flip side, and you're like, no, you've just always done this. And I'm like, oh. Yeah. I didn't even know. Like
if everything kind of like goes one wrong way, you're like, oh, you just like kind of like slowly implode, and like, okay, well, how do I fix the smudge now? What do I do?
Yeah, but that's what I think. Like having having broad goals with specific deadlines is what I think is the best way to do it, versus like having specific goals to follow. Because if one thing goes wrong, you're like, I have been planning completely for this one thing, and it just exploded in front of me and got ripped out from under me. And you're like, well, what do I do now? Because I've been putting all my time and attention into thinking of how something will exactly work out, versus, kind of going in lost and then taking in information as it comes and seeing what you like and seeing what you don't like and shaping something that will become your future. I feel like is a way more sustainable and less disheartening thing to do than being like, when I get here, I'm going to do this. When I get here, I'm going to do that. And so I think that's something I'm learning too, of just even this year, of like, you can't get attached to specific goals. You can have a broad general sense of what you want to do. But I think like having I'm going to move here, do this, live here. If something goes awry, you're like, well, I don't know what to do now, because this isn't going for the plan that I've like constructed in my head. So I think you and I are like opposite sides of the same coin, and it's so easy to be envious of the other person, of being like, oh, but look at how they're doing it, and like how that's working out for them. And then on the other side, you're like, look at how they're doing it, and that's working out for them. And internally, we're both just like struggling and trying to figure out what we want to do. So yeah.
You know what? I won't say struggling. We're growing.
We're growing
in a positive direction.
We're growing. I feel like I was left right now. I feel like I was left in a field blindfolded, and they're just
with like a potato sack over your head.
No, it's like they left me in like a cornfield or something. They do in Halloween, like the haunted maze, but they blindfolded you, and they're like, "All right, get out,
like, Mama,
mommy, please." So yeah, but I think now I do like having deadlines, because I think it holds you accountable. Like I did 75 hard earlier this year, and there was something that was so satisfying about knowing like every single day I woke up and I had to do like these like 5 or 7 things. Like you knew by the time you like go back to bed, you had to have like checked those off. Mm-hmm. And I don't, because it like holds you accountable.
You and I are very different people, man.
I feel like I'm learning so much about myself just even talking to you about this, because again, to me, it just makes sense.
Yeah.
Well, how does it work for you? Like, how do you get to do what you want to do?
I'm
How do you
still
motivate
figuring it
yourself to
out.
do that? Because you're doing so many big things yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah. How do you get yourself to how do you motivate yourself to get the things that you need to get done every single day?
I don't know. I just do it. I really do. I'm just like, I wake up every day. I'm just like, okay, I guess I'll do a little bit of this. I'll do a little bit of this. I think the one quote that's been sticking in my head was through Alec Loker. Shout out Alec.
Shout out Alec.
I've told already like a few people about this, but
Yeah.
It just really resonated with me. It was just like every single day, if you're trying to build like a wall or a foundation to a house, right? It's best to focus on layering that one brick every single day perfectly. Like if all your attention goes on building that one brick over a long period of time, you're gonna build up into like a solid foundation or a solid wall versus trying to build half the damn wall in 5 hours and you're left with a pile of shit which you don't even know. Like, if you,
Everything's crooked.
If you sneeze the wrong way, the shit falls down. That's like the three little piglets in the wolf story comes from, right? Yeah, the wolf comes through. My house is gone.
Yeah.
You know, I think because usually for me it's funny because I want the end goal already. My patience is this thin of trying to get anywhere, and then I have to. This is something I'm learning about myself. Is like, well, things take time.
Yeah. And
it's even sometimes it's a slow build up. If you look at everything, if you don't talk to a person, and I'll mention Nikita for this instance because he's blowing up right now and well deserved.
Shout out Nikita.
Shout out Nikita. You have to understand, this man has been working on his craft to become one of the most talented EDM producers in artists and in that industry for almost well over almost 5 years, right? I remember when he started.
Yeah.
And then people who maybe went to high school with him or school with him and then just see him, in the beginning, like the last time I saw him was like 2017, all of a sudden he blows up. It's like, damn, overnight success. Nah.
Yeah.
That man worked for it.
Yeah.
And then there's other people too, like in Jack Harlow, for instance. I remember him when I was 15 years old. People clowned on him all the time.
Yeah.
As he was coming up, just some white boy trying to rap, and then all of a sudden, What's Poppin' comes out, and then everyone hops on.
Everyone gets behind him.
Everyone gets behind him. And not even that. Everyone all of a sudden doesn't clown on him anymore. He's famous. Hey, what you doing? Like, people start hitting you up, you know? And with that in mind, I think a lot of people think it's just you start and then the end goal is like within 2 months. Not really. This is a very prolonged, thing that happens. You just got to like step by step. So like Nikita, for instance, or Jack Harlow, or any other person that has reached that caliber of success, right? And it's continuously, to blow up and grow. Layer brick by brick, just like grinding, every single day to like focus on whatever the outcome is. And then for me, tying everything back in, I'm like, okay, you know what? If I just take one small step, even if it's like 0.001% of doing something, it is better than doing nothing. Because then again, like you said, the decision paralysis, you're just stuck there, not doing anything. You're not going anywhere. And then 2 years goes by, you're like, well, fuck. Like,
you're like, I
what
did
if
nothing.
I did nothing? But imagine if I did something, like even a little bit. And I've had those, like I've gone on different ventures, through college and started, stopped. And I look back, I'm like, if I kept on, I guess I could have done better here.
Yeah. I think being successful is a perfect example of delayed gratification, like going back to the marshmallow test that they do with kids.
You love to bring that up.
Well, the marshmallow test is such a perfect example of just delayed gratification of like if you wait a little bit longer, the outcome is going to be so much better than if you just take what's in front of you right now. And I think, again, the way you talk about Nikita or Jack Harlow, they worked their asses off for years and years on end with, small wins here and there. But again, you have to put yourself out there constantly, and, you receive a lot of rejection, and a lot of people can get disheartened by that. And then, but if you keep on pushing through, that will pay off because you're learning new skills, you're meeting new people, you're building up your portfolio, and now look like where they are. It's a form of delayed gratification where the outcome is so much better. And it reminds me of, I love Hot Ones. If I could be Sean Evans, I would. Sean Evans, I love you. Shout out Sean Evans.
Shout out Sean Evans.
But he did an interview with John Mulaney when John Mulaney's newest special, Baby J, came out.
You love your comedy specials too.
I love stand-up comedy. It is like a simple pleasure of mine. I love it. But John Mulaney was talking about when you start off being a stand-up comic, you go to open mics, and the only people that are there are like your friends and family because you invited them, because you don't have any fans, you don't have people coming to see you. And he said, like, when he would get there and he'd invite all these people and he gets on stage, he became immediately resentful of the fact that all of his friends and family were there because they're watching him not be good at something. You know what I mean? He invited them all there, and then all of a sudden it's like, well, I don't want these people that I love and care about to see me just absolutely bomb on stage. And he was saying, like, when he started comedy, he was really mad that he wasn't, you know, one of the greatest. He wasn't like, I can't think of like, you know, comic back before my time, but like he wasn't like Dave Chappelle status or, you know, Tom Segura status when he started off, because you have to start somewhere, and that's something that you build up over time. But it is one of those things that like you're mad that you're not immediately good at something. I think that I totally get that too. Of like, if I'm not good at something, I get so frustrated that I almost would rather not do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's something that I think that you are good about, of like just taking the steps to even get there.
Now.
I'm
better about it now. I'm not good at it. I'm better at it now.
Yeah, exactly.
And I think another thing too, to kind of go into that, is I forgot exactly what it was, but whenever you start something new and, you know, people get frustrated, you get frustrated, you're not bad at it. Well, you are bad. You just don't understand how it works first, because you don't have the knowledge into it.
Yeah.
You know, you haven't put your knowledge into that craft or whatever goal you're looking for, so people can get disheartened and quit. But you understand everyone sucked in the beginning. Like, I guarantee you, any musician, any artist, any, you know, it's very rare to have like talent. Like, there's always talent, but I guess hard work, you know, overcomes talent, like any, or trumps talent like any day. But it's, you just don't understand the craft yet, which is why you have to start slowly building to become good.
Yeah. Well, I think even Tom Brady said it's not even the most talented that succeed, it's the most persistent.
And consistency.
Consistency.
That's another thing too.
Consistency is key.
Consistency is key. And I will say, even going to the gym, for instance, I'm like, there's another thing too. I'm like, I enjoy taking care of my body. I do go to the gym, but I realized that 1 week, even though I still hound myself for this, 1 week off or 2 weeks off, either you're sick, you just can't make it, you're traveling. The fact that if you're able to still get back into it, now you're still progressing, you know? 2 steps forward, 1 step back.
Yeah.
You're still heading towards like whatever goal, even if it is just to be healthy, like it like you don't stop. There's no end goal. Like, you reach an end goal and then you're like, now what?
Yeah.
You just have to be consistent with it too. You know? And that's another thing I learned too. It's like, I guess it doesn't matter. You just have to like find a way to enjoy it while slowly suffering.
You have to be okay with the fact that it's mundane and that it can be boring.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
But then it becomes a habit.
Then it becomes a habit, and you do it, and you can find joy within it. Like, I love yoga at the moment. I'm a Pilates princess always. But you have to enjoy the fact that you're going to do it every single day, and not every single workout is going to be, you know, the best workout. Sometimes you're going to leave and be like, I felt like an absolute piece of shit. Or maybe you're not that hard on yourself, but like,
no, I'm pretty hard on myself.
Yeah. Something you and I both share. Misha and I have this analogy that I think we've been saying since I was 16, maybe you were 18, the yin and yang analogy. It's probably something we've been saying since we were teenagers, where Misha and I are the exact same person, but with like
polar opposites,
very distinct key differences, which is an oxymoron within itself, because like, how are we the same but also different?
Yeah, that we were twins born in separate times.
Twins that were supposed to be born at the same time, and then the world could not have handled two sarcastic people at the same time, so they decided to spread it out by 2 years. Yeah, but I think that's so interesting, of just, you and I are so similar in so many different ways, and then the things that make you, like the things that you say, I am the complete opposite on, and it is very much the yin and yang. But yeah, it's so interesting. And as you've gotten older, I see it more. I think in high school, I genuinely thought you and I were the same person, just like opposite genders.
Well, I mean, like, I drove you every single day.
Yeah, well, so we were the same person.
Yeah, same music, same humor. Like, we had our own different. We for sure had different high school experiences.
You and I had different lives growing up, and we lived like
different parents too.
Well, yeah, everyone sucked. Like, obviously, we are two separate people.
Yeah, also we did have the same parents. So just different parenting styles towards a boy and a girl is
and I think that
differently.
I think being brought up a boy and girl, I'm having a stroke. Being brought up as a girl and you being brought up as a boy is different. But I think, like, I talk about this with my friends that also have just opposite gender siblings. Like, I'm so grateful that I had you, like, I had a brother growing up versus like a sister, because I mean, we were compared in the way that every parent compares their kids in some ways, but you couldn't do like apples to apples comparisons for us, because we were guys and girls, and in a lot of ways that, you know, was really annoying to me because you could get away with stuff. And I was like, well, that's not fair. Like, why can't I do that? And they're like, well, it's because you're a girl. I'm like, well, okay, that's stupid. But at the same time, like, when going to school or like, you know, other people like friends, they could never put us against each other in a way because we were guys and, you know, guys and girls. It's not like, you know, if I were a boy and they're like, oh, which one's like the cuter brother, or if you know what I mean, or anything like that. Like, I think us being opposite genders allowed us to be like our own people, but we still morphed into the same person. Yeah. But you had it a little bit differently because, I mean, I had it a little bit differently in the sense that because I was the youngest, people referred to me as your younger sister.
Oh, yeah.
And that's something I hated so much because I was like, I am like my own person. Like I am Jenna. Like, hi, nice to meet you.
Right.
And that's something you didn't really get experienced. I think the first time someone called you Jenna's brother, you were like, what?
Yeah, that was after I graduated high school. I think you were a senior.
Yeah.
And was it the Bateses?
Yeah.
Hunter Bates' sister, Anna Bates. Yeah, I met her. Was it Derby or Oaks? I was in the infield. Never met her in my life before, but obviously, like, the reins were handed over to you because you had 2 more years left in high school. And like, are you Jenna's brother? And I'm like looking at her. I'm like, I am, but I've never been referred. Like, what just came out of your mouth?
Yeah,
you know,
because everyone called you Misha. But
yeah.
I think for my first 2 years of high school, they're like, that's Jenna's brother. I mean, that's Misha's sister. And I was like, I have a name, guys. Like, I think that's why I'm so independent in so many ways, is because I was like trying to remove myself from that title. But at the same time, like, I've met your friends when you're not even there, and I'll like do something or say something, and they're like, yep, you can tell that's Misha's sister. I'm like, guys, brother, please.
Brother, no.
Brother, please. Yeah. I don't think you get that the way, like, when you meet my friends, they're not like
I mean, I feel like they still referred to, like, oh, you have to meet Misha, Jenna's brother. And, like, who's Misha? Oh, it's Jenna's brother.
Yeah.
You know? But I think even now, my friends don't refer to you as my sister. They refer to you as Jenna. That happens to be Misha's sister.
Yeah.
So.
No, I get that. Yeah. But that was a long-winded way of, like, the analogy of, like, I feel like as you've gotten older, like, hearing how you talk about your perception of the world. Nice. Your perception of the world, and just like your mindset, it is so vastly different than mine. But then you and I will have conversations where I feel like you and I are saying the exact same thing, and it's so interesting. Genetics is a crazy thing, guys. Genetics is crazy.
Shout out genetics. And another thing too, I think is starting to notice is, this is why I don't really fully believe the whole like horoscope thing. Like, maybe it's fun. Like, I enjoy it because it's funny.
Yeah, they're fun to like play into.
Yeah,
you
like,
know what I mean?
Like, oh, I could tell. That's so.
If you
Scorpio
believe it
that's
just
so
a little bit, it's so fun. If you let it dictate your day and your actual opinions of people, that's when you need to go outside, touch grass, and you know, look in the mirror.
Therapist, because I don't think it's like, no. I think if you're self-actualized as a person, I don't think that'll play and tie into anything. You know?
Yeah.
Just because someone wrote something 20 years ago, 5 years ago on some blog post because they're trying to like promote a freaking t-shirt or whatever, like that makes zero sense.
Spoken like a true Scorpio. Just kidding.
Even then I was like, you know, it's I forgot even I was gonna remind me something. I lost my train of thought. I had something important to bring up and I lost it.
Something about being horoscopes, being different people.
I was going to say, just like, see a therapist.
See a therapist. Touch grass.
Touch grass.
Yeah. Okay. Well.
Oh, no, that's what I was going to say. The whole gene stuff.
The genetics,
the genetics of it. Because then as we get older, and maybe everyone else can relate to, we are our own people now, but there's stuff comes up where I'm like, oh, this is mama. Oh, this is papa. Like, this is the dad in me.
Yeah.
Reacting this way, and then, or talking this way, or maybe laughing in a certain manner.
Yeah.
Or just the whole humor of it all. So that part is super interesting. I even catch myself like, oh shoot, I'm turning into my dad.
I see that for both of our parents in you though. Like sometimes like I see so much of mom and dad in you that I don't see in myself. Maybe it's just something that I'm like just unaware of. But yeah, you have so many traits of like mom and dad in you that like you'll say something or do something. I'm like, I know exactly where you got that from. Yeah.
I would say you have a lot of our dad in you. Even though as much as you don't like me saying that.
Well, explain, obviously.
You got mama's smarts and papa's cojones. Because we were joking about this morning. I'm like, if she's going to if you ask for her opinion or if you don't, like, don't worry, she's already halfway done telling you about it, and don't interrupt her. Let her finish. Because you just like immediately like you're like, oh, I want something, and then you just go out and like do it.
Yeah.
For me, I gotta like, okay, let's think about this. Is this the right move? Okay, let's plan it out. You know, like you're a lot more impulsive in the sense of like, okay, if it works out, it does. If it doesn't, well, I just learned something.
Yeah.
For me, I'm like, okay, I need it to be right. I for sure I'm more perfectionist in that aspect.
Oh, you are such a perfectionist. Yeah.
I mean, I feel it's like every right move I have to, like every move has to be right. You know, otherwise if it's a failure, I'm like, you know, like then I like kind of mull over it a long time.
Yeah.
Like, fuck, like why did I do this? Like, what do I do now? Like, you know, I like, okay, let's go back to the drawing board. And then that takes a while. You're like, oh, but it didn't work out. Okay, anyway, All right, here's the next opportunity.
Well, I think like I talk about this whenever like I don't like asking people for their opinions on something major that I want to do, because I don't want it to sway how I act. And so when people give me their opinions, I do take everything they say with a grain of salt, because in my life, I feel like anytime I've genuinely learned my lesson was when some decision that I made on my own absolutely blew up in my face and like crumbled in front of me. And I was like, oh, you know what I mean? I feel like I like doing that because at least I know everything I do, whether it works out or it doesn't, I know that it was from my heart. It was my idea. It was on my own accord, instead of having some, 5 other people in my ear telling me what they think I should do and what they want me to do or what they think is the right thing to do. And then if that still doesn't work out, you're like, okay, I just listened to all these people, did something I didn't even think I should do, and now it didn't work out. Like, if something's going to blow up in my face, it should be 100% my fault and no one else's.
Correct.
And
then that's why you and I differ, because I'm the opposite. I want to gather the people's opinions. How was your experience with this? Like, how can I apply that to what I'm thinking, And now I'm becoming more of the opposite, where I'm like, you can go shove it up your own hoo-ha, and then I'll kind of like navigate this on my own, you know? And it's been working out pretty well, knock on all the woods.
Yeah.
But we're learning. Thank you. I'm gonna knock on that from over here.
Yeah.
But even that and stuff has like been, it's part of, I guess, just part of growing up. Growing pains is crazy as an adult, even though I like adult life more. And then that's what you and I were talking about too. I don't understand how people peak in high school, or peak in college, when you're still like, there's so much left to learn. You don't know anything. Even in college, I'm graduating. I was like 22, and I was like, I don't have it all figured out, but like, I'm like, okay, I'm an adult. And then these last 2 years have been like, okay, maybe I wasn't fully adult, because I look back, I'm like, I was a child in college, which is why now I understand where when people look back at college kids, I'm like, oh, you're a child. You don't know anything, which is fine. You're not supposed to know anything. You're supposed to know everything. But I think it's so naive for you to say, I know it all, because the universe will for sure let you know you don't know shit.
Yeah, I think when I was 16 to 19, I definitely felt mature of like, I know everything. I'm so cool. I can drive. I have a little bit more freedom, everything like that. I thought I knew everything. And then turning 20 years old was the first time I had like a major shift in my brain of like, I have no idea what is going on. And it kind of like humbles you a little bit, where you start looking up to people. And I think when I turned 20 is when I started looking up to you a lot more as like an older brother, and not in the sense, obviously I looked up to you because you're my older brother, but I think I really started turning to you being like, I don't know what to do. Like, I don't know where I'm going. And you started being more of like a mentor instead of just like a brother. I would like shit giggle about things. I would turn to you because you would have life advice. You had similar experiences, and there are times where you gave me advice and I didn't listen to it, and you were right. And I was like, maybe you do know a thing or two, because like you said, I think I had kind of an inflated ego growing up, because I was, I had good grades. I was like on paper, like just really smart and good. And so there were so many times I helped you out when you were in high school.
Yeah, roles were reversed back then, because I was very innocent. I didn't do the same. Again, we had very different experiences in high school. I'm not going to blow that up, but to the point where I turned to you and be like, I need advice on this. What do I do on this?
So for a lot of times, and this was obviously an ignorant thing, because you definitely were the older brother in so many ways of like cleaning up all of my messes when I was in high school. But you turned to me for advice and things like that. And so in a lot of ways, I was like, I'm the youngest, but I feel like the oldest. And then when I turned 20, I was like, hi, I'm a little girl. Can you please help me? I don't know what I'm doing, and I'm really lost. And that was the first time I was really humbled of, you don't know you don't know what's going on, and that's okay, but you need to remember that and check yourself before you walk into a room with a massive head and an inflated ego. Like, respect the people that know more than you.
Yeah. Another thing too I learned too, like, you don't know what anyone else is going through. And it's fair to have an opinion of someone only after the fact you've experienced that event with that person and they left you feeling some type of way. Which is, I think, very valid.
Yeah.
But in terms of meeting new people, you don't know who they are.
Yeah.
And I think again, it's like a gym rule. Leave your ego at the door, right? You don't need an ego lift. You're there to focus on yourself, right?
Yeah.
Stay in your own lane. Same thing with meeting new people. You meet someone new, like, and it blows my mind because it catches some people off guard of treating someone with, like, kindness and respect.
Yeah.
Like, why? Like, I don't understand. Like, this is another individual living their own life, having their own problems, going through their own issues for some real, like, unknown reason to me, because I don't know the person. Why am I going to treat them like garbage?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I think you and I both have probably become a little bit more empathetic and understanding of people in the way that we definitely weren't when we were younger, because you're so self-obsessed with yourself and you think the world revolves around you.
Yep.
And then you start experiencing things in life and you meet other people and you start to realize how, you know, everyone really is just out doing things for themselves. So even if someone does something that in turn may negatively impact you, that wasn't their motive. Their motive wasn't to get you. You know, and so it's really easy to kind of fall into the role of everyone sucks. And I hate when people say that, like, everyone sucks. And you're like, that's not true. You can find something to like in almost every single person, even if you do not get along with them, even if you will never speak again, even if they are maybe an irritating person that you do not like, you can find something to like about everyone. Because at the end of the day, everyone's just doing their best and they're just trying. And so the concept of like everyone sucks is such a bold blanket statement that a lot of adults, I hear that come out of a lot of people's words. I'm like, no, most people don't suck. Most people are actually fantastic, great, wonderful people. There are people that suck. Let's change the narrative. Let's change the narrative on people sucking and say there are people that suck instead of most people suck, because I think most people are genuine, kind individuals. And you know, you come to learn that instead of being hardened as an adult when you go through negative experiences. Start looking at it in the frame of everyone is just going through something and everyone's just doing their best.
Right.
Yeah.
Again, that goes to the experience of. I think in that side, it's also a mirroring part, meaning that however you view yourself is the people that you attract to in your life. And then you have a different experience with a different person. Like, oh, I didn't know this type of person existed and I like this. Yeah. And then you start to focus on more of that aspect in other people, but at the same time, you also like focus on yourself. Like, if you want to get better, I truly think that, burping? Yeah. Nice, okay.
Excuse me. Excuse me.
I think that, you know, it's kind of crazy when you start focusing on yourself, how your whole life around you changes. Because then you have you start to get into different things. Again, like, for instance, you want to like join like a running club. Then you're around people who like to run. And then you maybe want to go on entrepreneurial side, right? And then you start meeting other people who go, you know, are entrepreneurs. And then you kind of like shift that whole like dynamic of yourself, because you started internally and then it externally showcased it for yourself too. That means like meeting new people, even the way you look too. Like, I mean, people like, oh, you know, you're glowing and blah, blah, blah. Maybe, because I've been taking care of myself. I've been hanging around better people. I've been, you know, focused on I have a better mindset now, you know? I think that's another really interesting aspect also about like growing up. Like, even it's okay to grow out of friendships. Yeah. Because you still respect them at that time and point and place. Another thing too is like, you know, when we get older, like, we don't talk to like our high school friends as much anymore. Like, I still have the same love I have for my high school friends always. It's just now when I go back, we've lived two different lives. Yeah. You know, like, whatever they're going through their life changes them as a person. Whatever I'm going through my life changes me as a person. Whatever you're going through your life changes you as a person. And you go back and it's like, you were telling me this, like, it's sad because you're just like, well, shoot, like, I love this connection I used to have, but now in a way it's gone, but it's forever still there. Yeah. But you just have to accept that you both are just different people. And that's even because I know people talk about that in the couple side. You know, people are in like relationships, loving relationships within a partner, but it also applies to all types of relationships. Again, like our mom, for instance.
Yeah.
She has changed as a person completely.
So much.
So much. She's such a loving, sweet, humble human being. And if we rewind to 10 years ago, she was still sweet and loving human being, but there are other aspects too. I'm like, this is, you know, you've changed completely. And then I commend and I'm proud of her for doing that, because then she has done that to herself, right? And even then, like, now we have a different relationship with her.
What is your favorite thing about being an adult and the hardest thing?
I'll start with hardest first.
Okay.
Just responsibilities, that pressure of having success, that pressure of like wanting to be better. Maybe it's also like another ego thing too, of like wanting to present myself in a better light. Like when people look at me, I want to be like, oh, I'm doing so great, you know? But then I'm also like grinding to get to that point, you know? And it's just like, is it fucking worth it, you know? And then responsibilities, like I miss like being an athlete in high school, and that's all I cared about, you know? I went to school, I got decent grades, I didn't really care about school that much, and then I swam. That is it. And that was what my life for a lot. I didn't have to worry about money. I didn't have to worry about where I lived. I didn't have to worry about like my health because I was taking care of it. I didn't have to worry about food on the table because like we had, you know, loving parents that, you know, fed us. Yeah.
Supported us
and, you know, paid for whatever we need. We went to a great school. And now it's just like, well, you're kind of on your own, you know, like we can always lean back if we need to, but like we're both two functioning adults and making our own money, completely separate from our mom. And then I think that's in itself, like, I think that's an adjustment, but something that's been a difficult thing for me because like I did work in college here and there, but you work throughout college, and going out like now, like physically being on my own, that was been like kind of hardest part. And then also making my own decisions, because then I would always be like, okay, what do I do here? What do I do here? And then becoming my own person was like growing pains, you know? Now I'm like way more comfortable in myself, surrounding myself with, you know, awesome people. And then I think that would be the best part too, is like you have the choice to do whatever. I can, if I want to go to the gym, I can go. If I don't want to go to the gym, I also don't have to go. No one's making me do anything. You know, I have the free will to do whatever. And I think it's like the possibilities are endless in terms of like if I wanted to switch up and leave what I'm doing now to do something else, I can. But I also have to realize that, okay, well, how am I going to get there in a financially responsible way? Because I also want to support myself doing that. I don't want to rely on anyone to do that for me, you know? Even though, like, I envy some Nepo babies, because it's like... Dude, also, shout out Nepo babies.
The
like,
things I would do to be a Nepo baby. I have so much, like, positive envy for you guys.
Yeah, like, I mean, it's good, because it's like it's a one aspect you don't have to worry about. But then again, like, I think it's a lot more rewarding when you build that for yourself. And it's not like... I respect them if you have that resource already and you're doing something with it. By all means, like, do you? Like, I'm not even envy or jealous. Like, that's like the cards you were dealt, and that's awesome. You're doing something with it and growing that, you know? That's fantastic. But if you're just kind of like wasting it all and then also like kind of like bragging about it with inflated, you know, head and ego, I'm like, well, you're just a shit person. Like, you kind of suck. And it's like, listen, I'm like, do you not realize what you have? You know? It's like YouTubers are becoming pedos now. I'm like, do you not realize like the level you're at right now with how much money you have and the like the influence you have over people? You can do something extremely positive, and yet you're not doing that.
I think that's something that has to do with that, with why so many famous people get caught doing awful things, is because they reach a certain level of success where they can have anything that they want. That they want something that's a little bit more exclusive. You know what I mean? They want something that other people can't have. That's the personal theory, like why so many celebrities or like, you know, insanely rich people are like sex trafficked people. I have the theory of like, you have everything in the entire world. What is the next most exclusive thing you can have that no one else can have? And I think that, you know, that people get led astray in a lot of ways, and, you know, you can fall down a lot of wrong paths. And if the more successful you get and the more money you get invited into more and more exclusive stuff, and more risque stuff is probably going to get introduced to you. And if you don't have like a really good head on your shoulders and people holding you accountable and a good sense of self, it's really easy to get caught into that. Where you're saying, like, if you were to be, you know, when you are super rich, successful, all of that, you're not you're going to see what you can do, how you can do good and how you can benefit other people. But it's so easy to kind of turn in a different way of like, I have all of this. What can I have that no one else can't have? You know what I mean? What can I do that no one else can't do? And so it's just keeping a good head on your shoulders. That's only a little tangent that I like. I mean, like I discussed that with someone earlier, and that's just my theory on why so many famous people are quote unquote like horrible people is they never started out that way.
Right.
You know, but they just
I don't know, like you just led astray.
You're led astray and you grow accustomed to a certain level of normal that is no longer everyone else's normal. Where, you know, if you're Harry Styles, like if someone told me Harry Styles was an awful person, I wouldn't be surprised. Not because of the way he shows himself, but he goes and performs and has hundreds of thousands of people screaming at him, telling them that he loves you. Like that has to change you as a person. That definitely will change you as a person. If you're constantly being told you're amazing or you're constantly being told you're awful, like that level of attention for anyone, that has to change your brain chemistry in some kind of way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like if more, I guess when we get to that level, that I already know I would 100% like love to get back. But even back in the day, like even billionaires back then, they started institutions, universities, like public libraries, different resources for their community, you know, that they were able to build up to have other people to have access to, you know, education. And where's that now? I know like we use money, like you need money to make more money. But like at what point do we not stop and be like, well, like let's these other people like kind of dying out here, you know, like they're like fighting for their lives.
Yeah,
and,
actually.
And no one, like there are, you know, I'll have to probably understand and learn more about it. There probably are, you know, organizations that do stuff like that, but at least from what I'm understanding, there's nothing that I'm aware of. Everything is always like on social media, like, okay, next hottest thing, what is an influencer doing? Oh my God, they're doing this. Oh my God, they're doing this. I have to go here.
Yeah.
And like, that's great. Like I'm you know, people, they have that power, they have the influence to do that, and you should do that. And like, again, you're allowed to enjoy what you enjoy. At the same time, like, well, maybe, you know, do something as well with that in addition to like, hey, like, you know, go to school, hey, learn about this, like, you know, get educated, learn how to read. Now we're like banning books all of a sudden. You know, we're just kind of like going ass backwards.
Well, book banning has always been a thing.
Yeah, but I think now it's like gone like extremely excessive. But then again, that's like deepening the stuff that I don't really have. Like I can't speak with confidence because I don't know that much about it. And again, that's maybe on my you know, ignorance and my part of like not playing that role of like understanding more about it. You know, because then again, I'm mostly focused on myself too. Yeah. Especially being out here in LA, it's like everyone's very self-absorbed, which is fine. Like that's part of like the culture, but it's kind of interesting to see if you're like start caring a little more about the people you're with, that how much of a impact that has too. And that's just being a regular person. Yeah. You know, like just meeting kind people. I'm like, oh, you're fantastic. Yeah. Like you literally just made my day. And it's hard to come by.
Yeah. If you could describe LA culture in 3 words, what would it be?
Pretentious, workaholics, and then opportunist. Opportunist, yeah. Like pretentious in the self of like, now describe. Pretentious in the self of like you, like what you wear, what you do is like the sheet and cover that you portray yourself as. Yeah. Right? You know, in terms of like workaholics, people grind here. Not as much as New York. New York's a whole different ballgame. But like LA, it's like a very chill grind. But just being here as a like immediately as a pressure. Like I wake up, like I need to do good. I need to, you know, I need to be well off. I need to do something.
Wake up, start a business.
Yeah, I need to wake up and start a business. I have an idea. Yeah. And then in terms of opportunists, like you have so many resources. Your network, like so many people come through LA that have different ties and connections to different parts of the world, different parts of the United States, you know, that you can't find in like some random place in Montana, you know, like that's where people go settle down. You may have a community there. Yeah. But I don't think it's as abundant as it is here, which I love that, you know, like I don't want to give LA a bad rep because I'm here for a reason. Yeah. You know, it's like, you know, pluses and minuses. Same thing for Dallas, same thing for New York, same thing for Atlanta, you know. And then another thing too about LA is like I love music. I love going to EDM raves. And any artist I could possibly ever think of will stop by LA. Yeah. Any and every single artist will have a show in LA and I can go see them.
Yeah.
Like people like Fred again, for instance. I've seen him 3 times.
That's crazy.
It's wild.
Well,
I saw him I saw him twice in LA, but once
Yeah.
in Vegas.
Yeah.
Shout out EDC. That was a fantastic time. But now even he understands that, and he now is doing shows in areas, the tours, like places I've never been, right?
Yeah.
He's going to areas he's never been. And then his fans out there can now see him. But they don't get that luxury to go to like a random pop-up or like his 7-week shrine show. 7-day shrine show that he had in LA, or like a pop-up he had with Skrillex back to back in San Francisco. Like California, like in itself as a state, but LA specifically, it's
such a culture hub.
So blessed to have like such a high entertainment presence that everyone goes to.
Yeah. When I was in Michigan for Labor Day weekend, and we were sitting around this bonfire, and I was talking to one of the people that was staying in the same bed and breakfast that I was. He was like, well, where are you considering moving? Like, if you could write down on a cocktail napkin right now, like, where would you want to go? And I listed off like several cities that I wanted to. And when I mentioned Los Angeles, he was like, ugh. And I was like, and he was like, sorry. He's like, it's just, I hate California. And I was like, listen, I live in Texas. Like, I understand it's a controversial state. People are going to have their opinions. But I was like, what don't you like about it? And he gave his reasons, but a lot of it was, it's expensive. There's traffic. There's so many people, all of that. Like, why would you want to live in that? And I was like, well, it's expensive for a reason. There's traffic because there's people there. There's a bunch of people there because of all the opportunities there. People move to big cities and suffer the quote unquote consequences of living in a big city. Everything's expensive. You're probably not getting the most bang for your buck, but you are experiencing a level of culture and diversity that you're not going to get in a lot of cities. That's why everyone's moving there. If you want to make it big in a specific industry, particularly entertainment or even writing or in so many industries, you move to a major city because that's where you find those networking opportunities. You find like-minded individuals. Even if you don't necessarily want to live in that city itself, that city is going to give you the most opportunities. And so, yeah, I could live in Springfield, Illinois and save a lot of money. And I have nothing against Springfield, Illinois, but moving to Los Angeles, when you move to any large city, there's a give and a take. And in your mind, you have to make sure that the pros will outweigh the cons because, and this is even calling it back, I was talking to someone, like a director at my company, and she used to live in New York. And I was like, what do you think about it? Overrated, underrated? And she was like, I think it's perfectly rated. She's like, I think you have to absolutely love everything about the city and actively want to live in that city because there are going to be some days you hate every single thing about the city. Yep. And if your want to be there is not that strong, you are not going to survive there and you are not going to stay there. And that was perfect because, yeah, New York is expensive. You're going to live in a shithole apartment. There are rats on the streets, but there's also culture there. There's diversity. There's so much that you can get there that you can't get in other cities. And so you just have to want that more than any of the negatives that come with it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And even then, I would say the food here is so damn good.
Food here is good.
Food here is so good.
Yeah.
And like makes sense. And I can't even like, for instance, like I want to be able to shoot in the studio that shout out Matt owns with Project and shout out Anthony.
Yeah. Thank you, Anthony.
Thank you, Anthony, for being a producer on this and taking the time out of your day to do it. And like even I don't think you get, and now it's like that's part of like my network, that I'm able to have this opportunity to do this. And then that was because I met Spencer, and that was because we had that podcast, and that got me close to Matt, and then because of that, like, and now I have the opportunity to shoot here, and when I like, like obviously I pay for this, but like, but it's like for it to actually come, like I think it's a lot harder to have that resource anywhere else. It's possible, but even then, like willing, like that, I got it. It's done. I need this. Okay, who do you know? Like the degrees of separation, right? Who do I know? And like, okay, this person might know this person, and just connect, and then it's easy.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Very much. This has been a very serious episode. I thought you and I were going to shoot the shit and be so silly.
Dude, that's what I thought too. Like, we're in the same shirt. If you're watching this on YouTube, I think it'll be
we're wearing Misha for again 24th birthday girl. Virgo Queen. Misha gave me my gift in 2 parts. The first was this shirt, which on the front says Goosebumps, which Misha and I have been not saying correctly. We've been calling it Goose Knuckles. Knuckle Punch.
Knuckle Punch.
Yeah. And on the back, I wish I could turn around right now. It says,
I'm a silly little goose.
I'm a silly little goose. And the goose has cowboy boots on and a hat. And Misha and I are going to go about the rest of our day in these shirts.
Correct.
So
Honk.
I thought this honk. I thought this was going to be a much more silly episode, but I enjoy this. I like talking. I like hearing how you think. It's really nice.
Thank you.
and
Yeah,
I,
we're very back and forth.
yeah.
Good banter. Good banter.
Great banter. Great. Good chat.
Great
so
chat.
I'm going to change it to a little bit of a sillier topic because
Okay.
I'm here. What is your starter pack?
For
A
what?
Misha Semenova starter pack.
Oh, are we doing like the 5 things? to
No,
bring
no,
back
no,
from
no,
the-
no.
No, not that one.
No, it can be 5. No, just your starter pack.
Of like what though?
Just like a starter pack of you. What would make
Like,
you
what
you?
define- what
If
makes
someone
me
was
me?
trying to cosplay as Misha Semenova,
Oh,
what would be in their starter pack?
okay. This is interesting.
Yeah, like in a video game.
Shoot, I don't know. Choose my character, bro. I don't know. Damn, that's a good question. I have to think about that.
I'll dress the character right now. He will be in some kind of artist t-shirt, most likely a DJ. He'll probably be in like a John Summit t-shirt or any of the many graphic t-shirts you have collected from the many raves and
That's
concerts
true.
you have
I
been
think
to.
if
That's the shirt.
maybe not a tangible thing, but some sort of EDM ticket.
Yeah, ticket
Some ticket to some
You're texting
event.
rave.
I'm texting
You're
rave.
texting rave.
To some rave for sure.
Yeah.
Because I think last year I went ballistic on
Yeah.
going out to raves.
Yeah.
I think I hit like 70 plus shows. And these are individual shows. Like not just like I didn't see this many artists. I saw
Yeah.
like I'm pretty sure it's like 70 shows. I used to go to like the most I went to in a week was 4.
You went to so many. I feel like you and I would text, and I would be like, "What are you doing tonight?" You're like, "Rave." And I was like, "Cool."
Yeah, the thing is like I went Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday one time for like
Yeah.
maybe a month straight. Just like going to random ones because then that like shout out to Hez. She went to Beyond Wonderland.
Yeah.
And I fell in love with EDM music, even though I dabbled in it a little bit. I was like, oh, this one sounds good. And then obviously, you know, you're under a very fun influence, and then you
Just the
open up
vibes.
just the vibes.
Overall
man.
vibes,
Oh,
man.
it's fantastic.
Great vibes.
Top tier.
Top tier vibes.
Top tier vibes. And then I'm like, oh, I thoroughly enjoy it. Now we just go sober to
Yeah.
these raves because I love the music. And then what I enjoy now probably sounds like hardware music. Like if someone's like drilling into like not even like fixing a fridge, but drilling it through a fridge, is like I'm like this drop is so sick. Like you have to listen to it. And you're like, what in God's name are you listening to?
For context, ever since you had been driving me in a car, it does not matter what time of day. 6 in the morning, 5 in the morning, hell, 3 in the morning, you will be blasting the loudest music, and I'm like literally half asleep, and I'm like, can we tone it down? Can we put on like the Beatles or something like soft? Just turn it down.
Here comes this.
And you're just playing like the loudest, most not obnoxious because it's good music, but just like bass dropping, and I'm like, my eardrums are about to burst. And over time, that has not changed. But the type of music that you're playing at that 6 a.m. drive, I'm like, okay.
Like what is wrong with you?
This is a little bit more alternative, I shall say. I think it's a little bit more alternative. It's a little edgy, underground.
I would say for sure. Like I have some ticket to some
Yeah,
EDM rave.
some ticket to some rave.
For sure.
Yeah.
Any form of almond butter.
Almond butter for sure.
It
Shout out
hands
Nut
down.
Butters.
Shout out Nut Butters.
Yeah.
Any form of the cashews, peanut butter, almond butter, even hell hazelnut butter, pistachio butter.
Yeah.
All down.
All the
it.
nut butters.
All the nut butters,
Okay.
as if it's like ice cream. I'm
Yeah.
just home. I low key wanted to go back to Erewhon and get that like the crack butter.
We can stop
The
on the way
whole.
back.
This is a $30 jug of peanut butter,
Mm-hmm.
which for me it's like a special treat that like
Sweet
you know like,
treat.
oh, a sweet treat. You know, people like treat themselves with coffee. I'm like, no, $30.
$30 nut butter.
$30 nut butter. That is my.
That is probably such an LA thing that if I told anyone outside of the city.
I was Anthony. Also, shout out JR. Anthony came in and he was in awe of us having a whole kombucha section. Like that. Like I felt like out of everything you could possibly take out of LA, I took him to Erewhon. Like you have to go to Erewhon.
Yeah.
Which is like our mother's Disneyland. Which she, you know, like, even I love it. Like we have a membership there for crying out loud. You know.
Yeah.
And then he goes. He's like. I think he like was stared at it for 5 minutes. He's like, "There's so many options. Like,
So many choices.
you guys have like you have a whole section to kombucha, man. Like that's crazy." I'm like, "Yeah, I guess, dude. Like that's like very healthy." Also, another thing, everyone in LA fit. Everyone in LA looks good.
You have to because it's expensive.
It's expensive.
No one's eating.
Everyone's like 3 almonds, calls it a day. But
And those 3 almonds cost $30.
exactly,
so
yeah. I'm eating those $3. We're gonna ration them throughout the day, just like the half and the for breakfast.
Okay.
Shoot, a staple. I guess. I mean, I don't drink coffee as much anymore, but La La Land.
Yeah.
I love.
That.
I'll always go to La La Land.
That is one of my favorite things about you is that that's your favorite coffee shop.
Yeah, and
Just like the vibes.
yeah, because I found it in Dallas.
Yeah, I showed it to you.
Yeah, like I have like the how mom has the 3 things she wants to do here.
Yeah.
Let's go to Erewhon, hike into the beach.
Yeah.
When I go to Dallas, it's Velvet Tacos, La La Land, and I forgot what the other one was.
Terry Black's.
Is it Terry Black's?
The barbecue place?
I mean, we only went there one time.
Yeah, but now it's a
for
staple.
sure, it's a staple.
Yeah.
Just overload on just delicious ass like ribs. I'm just,
Yeah, Texas really does know how to barbecue.
They really do.
They really.
LA does not have the same caliber barbecue as Texas.
Oh, absolutely
like,
not.
Rightfully
But
so.
it's the South.
It's the
Oh,
South.
honey, bless your heart. Get your sweet tea. I cannot do a Southern accent.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, shucks.
Okay. So nut butter. Ticket to some
rave. A book.
A book.
Hands down. I enjoy reading for sure. Shoot, I don't know. I have to really think about this one.
Yeah.
I don't even know.
Okay.
But yeah, we'll start with those 3. I'll think of the other 2.
Those are the other 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What would be your 5?
We're gonna start off hot with a sarcastic comment. It's just
that. You know what I will say. I think we share the same sentiment on that. Just being extremely passive aggressive.
I don't know. I'm just aggressive. I don't go for the passive.
No,
I'm gonna go
passive.
straight for the neck if I'm gonna say something. I'm gonna go straight for the throat every single time.
That is very true.
Yeah.
You just no remorse.
I'm gonna start off with a sarcastic comment. I blame friends, honestly, because I grew up listening to Chandler Bing, and I genuinely don't know how I can go in a conversation without saying I can't speak like a normal person. I can't be like, hey, how was your day? I'm good. I'm doing this. How are you? I'm like, oh, fabulous, living the dream. How about yourself? And I'm just like, you don't need to do that.
I think our friends for sure encapsulated a lot of my personality.
Yeah,
I encompass a lot of Ted Lasso.
Ted Lasso.
That's
I'll add
4.
that to your starter pack for sure.
100%. Favorite show of all time.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'll start off with a sarcastic comment, a silly little drink. I love a silly little drink.
You love a silly little drink.
A cocktail, a matcha, a coffee, just like a silly little drink. You have to include it.
With almond milk.
With almond milk.
Make sure it's iced. Don't tell mama.
No, I've been preferring hot drinks, actually.
Nice. She's going to be so proud.
I know. She is really proud of me. I tell her every single time. I think those are 2 for sure. I got to add hot ones in there. That's just like an obsession. I love interviews where you get to know people on a deeper level. You know what I mean? And that's what Sean Evans does so well, is you get to actually see people's character instead of the media trained version of themselves.
What do you think of the movie?
Yeah.
How was the show like? And he's like, personal question. So you went to middle school with this
person? Yeah, you went to
person.
middle school with this person. They said this one really niche thing that one time when you were standing under the bridge in Oklahoma. How did you feel about that? And they're like,
wait, what?
What?
As they're sweating profusely and crying from the bomb hot sauce.
The bomb is crying.
Which I will never forget my experience with the bomb.
Yeah.
With Josh Barrientos. Shout out Josh. If you ever listen to this, I love this man. I don't talk as much to him, but that was a funny ass story. We were doing interviews for because I just came into my fraternity.
Yeah.
It's my first year. Being in there, we had to interview a bunch of the active people, and within SEGEP, and I remember we were doing a Hot Ones challenge.
Yeah.
And then we came to the bomb. Yeah. And I ate it, and I'm like, this ain't that bad.
Oh, it's bad.
Oh, it's bad. Yeah.
I've eaten it twice. It's horrific.
40 seconds later, hot chicken. Hot chicken for sure. That's number 5.
The last one.
That will be the last one.
Okay.
I love hot chicken. Food in general. I'm a big food guy. But what? No, I remember I ate it and I was crying, but the sauce was on my hands.
Oh no.
And then I wiped my eyes with the hot sauce, and then I proceeded to get up and put my face in the shower, the shower head just spraying on me for 45 minutes with my eyes open, and the burn would not go away for 45 minutes.
Some of the most uncomfortable I've ever been in my life was doing the Hot Ones challenge, which I've done twice now, which I'm very proud of myself. Gone through all the way.
Yay.
But nothing was worse than when I did the Pocky One Chip challenge.
I think,
which is now banned. That? Oh, it's on video. It's documented somewhere.
I think I remember you sending me that.
Yeah, it's now banned. They don't do it because I'm pretty sure someone died eating it.
I mean, it's spicy as fuck.
It is the worst pain I have ever felt in my entire life. And I remember my 2 roommates were like, we were at the store and they're like, oh my God, Jenny, you should try it. And I will do anything anyone asks me to, as long as they're like, dude, wouldn't it be so silly if you did that? I'm like, dude, I'll do it. It's fine. And that was just instant pain. Like the minute that touched my tongue, I was like, this is going to be an absolute and utter shit show. It's going to be so bad. And I was like crying. I was running. I'm pretty sure my head was under the sink just taking in the water. They gave me virgin margarita mix because they're like, we don't have any more milk. We don't know how to help you.
Was this at home or you
This
at a
was in my
restaurant?
apartment.
Oh,
This was
okay.
in my apartment. At least I was in the comfort of my own home.
Yeah.
But within like the first 2 minutes of me dying and suffering, they were like, this is so funny. And then after 2 minutes and they see that it's like, it's just going, they're like, oh no.
Your body just like is learning to survive at that
They
point.
were literally like, it went from them laughing at me to being like, we might need to go somewhere to like fix it. And after about 30 minutes of solid crying, I was totally fine.
Yeah.
So it's fine. I figured out my last 2. So I started off with sarcastic comment, a silly little drink, hot ones, an influx of random questions.
That's true.
Love asking people
you
niche, weird questions.
Very true. You are probably one of the more interesting people, if not the most interesting person I know. So I think you get that from Mama. You love to yap and ask a bajillion questions.
Yes, but you've been yapping this whole episode, so like that's the pot calling the kettle black.
Sister, we've been both yapping
We've
this
been
episode.
certified yapping. I don't even know how long it's been going.
It's been an hour. Just checked.
Nice.
Yeah. There we go.
Yeah. And then a plane ticket.
That is very true.
Plane
Shout out
ticket.
Lori.
Shout out Lori, my friend who works at American Airlines, who gave me her flight benefits for a year while her sister was pregnant.
This woman,
Me.
was like every other weekend went to a new place. I'm like, oh, where's she going? Oh, where's she? Oh, and there's another thing about you. You are able to manifest, and you're a little family witch.
I am a family witch.
You can manifest literally anything and everything, and you're just like, I'm gonna go here, and we're like, okay, and then like 3 weeks later, you're like, okay, I'm here. I'm like, fantastic.
I'm a witch. Would you like to share why you think I'm a witch?
Because everything you want to do the original story.
The original story.
Oh,
it's my
God.
favorite story to tell people because
excellent.
I call myself a witch.
At the time, it wasn't my favorite story.
It is at the time it was my favorite story.
So me and Jenna, little Shanky Doodle here, we were not at the best of terms growing up. I feel like as every sibling does as they get they're younger. Fought a lot, kicked each other a lot, spit on each other a lot. I will never forget that at Disneyland. I will never forget that moment.
Dude, I was telling a story the other day. I was like, there was one time we were at a really nice steak restaurant. We were at Stony River, and you were bothering me so much. I think I was like maybe 13, 12. You were like, we were too old for this to be okay.
Yeah.
And you would piss me off so much. And when you weren't looking, you ended up seeing it. I spit into your iced tea. You saw it and were like, why did you do that? And I was like, you were being mean. Like, it was deserved, I'm sure. I didn't just spit in your drink. I'm not that crazy. And I just remember you, like, the waitress came and you're like, excuse me, can I get a brand new iced tea, please? And then as she walked away, you're like, because some stupid bitch just spit in mine. This is my best friend now. I love him so much.
Yeah. So that's context.
Context, we did not get along for
not.
my first 13 years of life.
Yeah, I think once you started driving, it got
for
different.
sure.
You had your own problems and stuff like that.
Yeah. But like as soon as you were behind the wheel and you and I were in a confined space together every single day, like
everything changed.
You learn to get along with someone.
That's very true. But the moment was we were in St. Thomas, I believe, and I was being such a little shit to you, and I don't know, I was so mean growing up. I was such an asshole, which again, I've apologized many a time.
We're all good. We've moved past it.
I'd like to apologize again. I will not.
I'd like to formally apologize on record.
On record, this is now public information of me apologizing to this woman. Never again. Also, like, that's why she's never on my bad side ever. If I'm if she's gonna manifest anything good for me, it's gonna be on my good side. Treat her like a queen, and I don't know what I was just really like. I
could not tell you what you were doing.
I don't remember. I was just being like a little shit. And I was just like pissing you off, like maybe to the point of like making you cry or something. And then I just remember like even like Mama, like Papa couldn't do anything about it. Like they were just like, what, like stop treating her this way, you know, like whatever. And then you were so mad at me, and the next day we had a trip to
pause. You're missing the keynote. I think I locked myself in the bathroom. I remember because I think that was the only way I could escape you bothering me, and I was like screaming, and I was like, I hate you. I hate this trip. Like, I hope tomorrow you get sick and we go on this day trip without you. Like something along the lines of that, spoken out loud and into the universe.
And then we had some food. I forgot what it was.
Could not tell you.
I also could not tell you. And I woke up the next day blowing chunks. Like having
vile case
everyone
of food
was
poisoning.
fine. We all ate the same food. But I, on the other hand, was not having the best of times. And they left me to go on this trip while I was at home by myself eating rice and peas or whatever their staple of like the
food, like bananas or something
just
like that.
Whatever. Like the fact that you guys even like they're like, well, we pay for this trip. Bye. And you guys just went on like just you and mom and papa, and then I was just like by myself, and then I think mom was like, "Oh, there you go, you manifested it in."
Yeah. Do you know what the worst part was? Is that day trip we did without you was like one of the most fun things I've ever done in my entire life. Like we went like snorkeling and like climbing rocks and like anything that like a young child would definitely love to do, and you were just so down bad.
Yeah, I was down horrendous. I think after that, I like kind of weaned off of being. I definitely learned my lesson of not being such an asshole to you after that moment. But I do, yeah. So then that's like another thing where I'm like, okay, you know, she manifests this stuff in her life too.
The family witch.
The family witch. And then another thing too, like you have which is what I incorporated in my own background, is like your, what do you call it, like the vision board?
Yeah, vision board.
So you have a vision board and you have just a bunch of different stuff on there of what you want to accomplish for this year. And then you just keep checking them off. It's just, there's one image, done. Okay, next one. I want to go to Spain, done. I want to go to France, okay, done.
Yeah.
Oh no, you like, I want to travel. Okay, her friend got a job at American Airlines. Now she has a buddy pass. Checked off. We can do that. Work at a big agency marketing firm. Literally one of the best in the entire world. Check, done. No issue whatsoever. Got that before graduation, as I was stressing balls like 3 months after my graduation trying to get a job. And then. Yeah, and the next your manifest moment is you want to fly on a PJ and then have a house in the Hamptons, which I already know is going to happen. It's already good. It's already out in the universe. It's just by the time we get there.
If anyone has a PJ, let me know. I would love to ride it. Just so I can say I got that done by the end of 2024. I still have 3 more months. We're good.
What have you accomplished this year so far on your board?
Let me look at my phone. I traveled a bunch. New York. I did go there. I did go there. I wasn't specific enough with my thing, but I went to New York.
That's another thing.
You gotta be really specific
of what you want.
It's kind of funny the way you have to be specific, because you'll get what you want, but not in the way that you like asked for it, because you didn't ask for it.
You're too vague about it.
Yeah. I traveled a lot. I went to New York. I started getting really good about my money. I feel like this year I was really good about being financially savvy. I did attract, incredible opportunities. I did meet a boy. I did fall in love this year. I wasn't specific enough about it.
But where you live?
About where he lived, but I did fall in love, which was interesting. It's a very fun experience.
Yeah.
10 out of 10 would recommend.
Even I started noticing like the first 2 months you hit yours, like maybe I should do this vision board.
Yeah, no, it was crazy. I remember you'd even texted me. It was so cute because you're like, Zhenya, like, how do I make a vision board? I was like, download Pinterest. But it's really nice. And just me getting a little bit more aligned with like what I want to do with my career. And writing has become a little bit more. I started writing a lot more this year.
She's a great writer.
Yeah, but writing for myself, I think I've started journaling a lot more, because I used to think it would be so dumb, because I would be like, dear diary, this is what I did today. And no, it's just really nice to do like just a brain dump. But I am starting to do more writing and putting that out in the universe and holding myself accountable for that. Of like doing more writing that's not just
published writing.
That's
attention.
Yeah, that's not just for myself, because it's nice. Journaling is really nice.
Positive attention.
But journaling is really nice, but I realize you also need to be really specific about how you go about it, because I think for the first maybe like first third of the year, I would only write when I was like sad or down bad or like mentally spiraling. And I remember I kind of had a moment where I was like, I don't want to look back on these 10 years from now and just only read about the worst times in my life, or the times I felt the worst. And that's not to say that you can't write when you're feeling down or write when you're having anxiety or anything like that. But I started just writing down manifestation. So we'll see how next year what I've written down has worked out, because I did that on the full moon, I think, the last... there was some.
When was the full moon?
I think it was the Lion's Moon, right? The Lionsgate. Lions Portal.
Lionsgate Portal.
Yeah.
That was August, which I also informed Sasha, and then she informed Allison.
Yeah.
Shout out to both of them. But
lovely ladies.
Lovely ladies.
Yeah.
But yeah, even they started incorporating that too.
Yeah, it's really cool because also at the end of the day, like, who's it hurting? You're writing down things that you want to do. If on one thing you can hold yourself accountable, or, you know, you look over time and you see how your priorities may have changed over the course of the years. But yeah, I started writing a lot more this year, which is nice because I not to toot my own horn, I am a decent writer. Misha was really
well above.
Misha was really good at math. I was really good at the writing. I also wrote his college essays.
That is true. You did do that, which I thank you for.
Thank you so much.
I could not formulate a complete sentence.
Monkey has one banana.
Please get me in.
Please get me in. Hey, you got into college. Look at where you are now.
That's true.
It was all me.
That was all you.
Just kidding. Just totally kidding. But yeah, just writing things down, and I want to start doing that more because I really loved it. And then I think high school really ruined writing for me because the only times you would ever write was doing like literary analyses on books that were written like 300 years ago about how the shade of blue and, you know, how that represents feminism and all of that kind of stuff. And it's just like you don't use creativity or your brain. You're just there's a formula on how to do it and how to get a good grade about it. And you just didn't. And then...
But you already said that with the figs, you know, so you're able to like dive deep into a book and like, okay, yeah.
Well, that one's pretty obvious. That one's pretty on the nose. If you read that,
this would have been into 1 year out the other for me. I would have to like spark
why
notes.
Why is she writing about plants right now? That's so crazy.
I guess she likes figs.
So
like figs are kind of good.
Fig trees are good for the environment. Write that down. Write that down. But yeah, I fell out of love with writing for so long, even though I was a journalism minor. But at my school, like, honestly, the classes that I took, a lot of them were jokes. They weren't, even I was like half-assing the stuff I was writing and getting hundreds on them. And I'm like, either I'm a fantastic writer that even when I'm putting in 10%, you're giving me 100, or you're not reading these, or you don't care. And so then when I was a senior and I took a magazine writing class and I got to write about anything, and I had just like a loose structure of like, have to have this many sources, has to be this long, and has to be in this style. Write about whatever you want. I got so excited and so fulfilled in doing that. And it was like I felt like a kid, like sending it, like having you and Mama read it, or like having my friends just read my own work. It wasn't even in like a narcissistic way of like, tell me how good I am. It was like, I'm so proud of this that I want to share this with someone else. And that was just something that was really, really exciting for me, and something that I want to get back into because that level of excitement I didn't actively feel in most of my classes that I took in college. I feel like that's probably, being a business major, unless you're, you know, like Wolf of Wall Street, like obsessed with finance, like most of those classes are pretty dull. You know what I mean? Like they give you tactical skills that you can use in real life, but they're not the most exciting and riveting classes, and you're not really creating anything. And so being able to actually create something and then have people in my life that I love and that love me read it and then have positive opinions about it, unless you guys have all been gaslighting me into oblivion.
No, it's good stuff. Like I enjoy reading. So like I can't believe I'm like, wow, I talked to this, but like even our silly little jokes, like that's how I view like our relationship.
Yeah.
Like, this is legit something that I would find in like not the Times. So like what's like a very high, like even like a Wall Street Journal or like New York Times. Like,
my style of writing definitely would not fall into there, but I completely understand.
Yeah, I would sit down and read this. Like if it came up, like, oh, this would be interesting, you know? Yeah,
I agree.
Yeah. Well, so even then, so shout out you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I was like, even because going back to because I want to share mine.
Yeah.
The manifest board and stuff.
Yeah,
like that too.
Share your manifesting board.
Because like again, it's the first one's like me snowboarding. Like I envision myself snowboarding because I haven't done that in so long. And then lo and behold, I go visit Simon. Shout out Simon. And I'm quite literally like in the scene of the photo. I'm surrounded by like just trees and woods by myself in this like long, like I don't know what to call it, like kind of like what I call like almost like relaxing straightaways. Yeah. Right. It's like slowly.
I was gonna say alley straightaways way better.
Yeah. I was like, but I'm like it was by myself. I'm like I've literally filmed them. Like I literally manifested this into my life too. Yeah. And I'm like, okay, I'm gonna manifest, you know, someone I deeply care about and I love and a girlfriend. And then boom, Sasha popped up at EDC. I love you, Sasha. Shout out Sasha. Shout out Sasha. And then I should have been a little more specific, but I'm happy it happened the way it did.
Hey, at least she's in the same continent as you.
That is very true. That is very true. Lives in Toronto, Canada. And I'm like, okay, I'm happy that happened. But like the universe is like, oh, okay, you want this? Well, here you go.
She lives in Toronto. You didn't say where you wanted her to live.
Correct. You just wanted that in your life too. Yeah. It's like, okay, excellent. So even that happened too. And then I put Tokyo on there as well because I love Japan. I visited when I was abroad in Kyoto and Osaka. Never been to Tokyo. And then I'm traveling to Thailand and India. And my layover to Thailand is in freaking Tokyo. And I'm
yeah.
like, brother.
Is it long enough for you to actually like leave the airport?
It's like a 2-hour layover.
You could, if you tried, if you ran really quickly.
I don't think you have TSA pre there. So.
Oh, what about global entry?
Yeah, so I'm like, even stuff like that, I think that's like absolutely insane too. And even like traveling too. I remember I put it like on a plane there, so I want to travel more, and I do. Like, you know, I was able to go to New York, was able to visit Toronto, was able to go to Vegas.
Yeah.
You know, and then travel, and was able to go back home, and then also have other like stuff lined up. And I'm going to India, going to Thailand, and I think that's just, you know, it all just comes to fruition. You know, so
manifesting's great. I think a lot of people clown on it, but there's a reason why people do it. There's a reason why it works. It's the same way people are like, oh, I don't want to get into that like foo-foo meditation, but like meditation has been around for hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years. Like it works. Like there's a reason why people still do it, but so many people have this like stigma around it that you're like, all right, suit yourself. Think that everyone sucks and hate what you do and see how far that gets you in life, than to be like a little bit delusional and see where that gets you. What was the thing? I texted something in our family group chat, and it was like delusion plus passion plus hard work equals success. Something like that.
yeah, it always works out.
It always works out.
That's another family motto.
Yeah, that's been the motto since I was 17, is it always works out. And it does.
It does always work out.
It's also just a good thing a good little mantra to have when you are lost, or, you know, dealing with something a little bit more negative, of like, everything happened. I don't want to say everything happens for a reason, but you'll look back at that time and be like, okay, but look where I am now and look at how far I've come. So it always works out regardless.
It always works out.
Yeah.
Yeah. So now we got like 10 minutes left.
Yeah.
But I would say let's do a little manifest moment of our own.
Manifest moment.
Along with the subject.
Okay.
But what is something you're manifesting for 2020, end of 2024 and then 2025?
End of 2024, I will have broken ground on which bucket.
You not will have.
I have broken ground on which bucket I've decided to explore, referencing back way earlier in the episode of options 1, 2, and 3. I would, by January of 2025, I will not be in Dallas anymore. I will be moving out of Dallas and living in a different city. This city could be New York City, could be Los Angeles, San Diego.
A popping city.
Popping city. I'm also, you know, I'm not restricted to the United States. I would love to move to Australia, like we said, or, you know, move to France, Spain, Bali, Italy, just travel around the world, go somewhere where I feel more expansive, expand my knowledge of what is normal, and, you know, meet more interesting people. I want to be creating work that I'm genuinely proud of and something that genuinely excites me, and not something where I'm sitting down being like, oh my God, this again. And I like to keep these broad, but just have a general better sense of who I am and who I want to be. I think I have a very good understanding of who I am, and I'm very proud of the person I am now and the person that I've become over the years. Me too. Yay. But I want to keep going. I don't want to be stagnant. I want to continue evolving and growing and changing as a person. And so that when I turn 25 next year, I'll be like, oh my God, 24-year-old Jenna didn't even, like, she knew nothing. Like, what I know now is crazy. The things that I've experienced since then, I want that to be a consistent part of my life, where I'm just constantly growing, changing, evolving into a better version of who I am. And I also want to see you and Mama way more, because as I've gotten older, I miss you guys way more.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
But we do a good job about it. Mama specifically. She does a great job. She's like, okay, free weekend.
Yeah.
All right, I'm coming.
Come.
All
Yeah.
right,
And I want to be able to see you guys much more, because it is really lovely being able to be not only with you and Mama together as a family, but I do enjoy our sibling weekends, or just time just you and I get to hang out, because I revert back to being a little silly kid in the car with you and the same thing. And it's just nice, because I don't get to have that when I'm being an adult in a different city. You know what I mean? I don't get to have that with you. I get to, and so it's really nice to have that. So I'm keeping mine broad for my manifesting, but I will be in a different city doing something that I'm very passionate about, and I will be seeing you and Mom a lot more, because I always love seeing you guys.
Yay. I love seeing you too.
Thank you. And you?
Love to be financially, not love. I am financially free.
Yeah.
That freedom of like not being able to just pay for stuff and not really think about it, you know? Kind of attract that continuously to grow into a better version of myself and learn to kind of understand more of my passions and what those are. And then also at the same time, be able to be a little bit more mobile and flexible with my life where I can travel and see more people, you know, and just be able to go place to place. Also, like, you know, see Sasha a lot more and be with her, develop that relationship, and also learn more about my passions of what they are, and then focus on building this up. And yeah, just again, see you more, see Mom more, and just continuously surround myself with good people.
Yep.
There's nothing I want to, you know, work on, stuff like that. So I love this is like a half and half.
Yeah, I think it's a good a good description of who we are as people, because I do enjoy our deep talks too.
Yeah, we got deep like immediately, and they're like, "Oh, silly little geese."
Yeah, silly little geese.
Goose knucks.
Knuckle punch.
Knuckle punch.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's been good. What do you think so far of the?
I thought this was gonna be. I really like this. I genuinely, in the beginning though, I feel like until you get like in the groove of it, you're kind of like, okay, wait, what are we gonna talk about for so long? And then I've never had a problem about talking. So
one more thing I want to add out in there. Every project I have is growing, scaling, and successful.
Correct.
And bringing in large amounts of profit.
Wish granted.
Wish granted.
Wish granted. Yeah, no, I like this. This was cool. I definitely feel locked in. He was so right. Like as soon as the headphones in,
off, it's like a whole different world.
You feel like you're like literally in another universe, and it's really nice. It's also just I feel like I've been interviewing you as much as you've been interviewing me, and I like it. Yeah. I feel like I don't know. I like interviewing you because I think I'm learning more about you, asking you these kinds of questions.
We've known each other for
I've known you
for 4 years now.
I've known you for 24 years, but even then, you never fail to surprise me with your internal monologue and your thoughts.
I was even looking at you. I'm like, I still see you as like a kid, but I'm like, oh, this is a grown ass woman.
I'm 24-year-old woman.
24-year-old woman, just like my sister. I'm like, oh, just still very bright, like learning this stuff, having your own life. You just continues like continues to like excel and grow. Yeah. As an individual. So I'm very proud of you.
I'm very proud of you.
Thank you.
Yeah. There we go. This is really awesome. This was the best birthday gift I think I could have asked for. This has been the best birthday. Shout out Misha. He's done a fantastic job planning and executing my entire 24th birthday. I'm very, very grateful. I think this might have been the best, if not one of the best birthdays I've ever had.
Yeah, and I appreciate that you're spending it with me.
Yeah, and I'm very grateful to have spent it with you.
Yeah. What do you want to go eat?
Oh my God, what are you in the mood for?
I don't know. I'll find something online.
Okay. We'll pull up Reddit.
Yeah, we'll pull up Reddit.
Okay.
Give me some genres.
Sushi could be good.
I think we could hit a good sushi spot.
Or like Thai.
Ooh.
Thai.
I'll have to ask Anthony.
Okay.
Well, I'll ask you after this.
Yeah.
This will still be part of the episode.
Hit any recs. Give us any recs.
Some food recs outside of this.
Yeah.
But yeah, well, thank you for joining the podcast, Shane.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, had a great time. Love you.
Love you. Knuckle punch?
Knuckle punch.
There we go.
All right, signing off. Cheers, guys.
Bye.